Okay. Madam Chair,
Ms. Lateef?
so of the 14 chapters, there's no representative from Greater Orange County, no representative from Greater Riverside STEM, and no representative from Ventura County.
Oh, Ventura County, that was okay. All
Oh,
right,
okay.
we're still at 11.
Okay, I stand corrected. Okay, I thought they, okay.
Madam Chair,
Honorable.
this is Tony Pearson, Sacramento Metropolitan Area Chapter. If I did it correctly, I did submit the motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Oh, you didn't raise your hand. So you can
Oh,
make,
I'm sorry. I'm still trying to figure out where that one is.
so you should have something that says reactions.
Reaction. Oh, reaction. All I have is a clap, a thumbs up, a heart, a cry.
So what? Use the clap.
Use the- Okay. So did
And
my motion come through?
yes.
Okay. Woo.
First one, we're gonna be fluid. This one, next time it's gonna be tight. Everybody will know.
Can we second it verbally? Because I tried to do the motion as well, but I guess I just missed a step. Can we
Yes,
second?
you are.
Okay,
Please second.
Sheila Johnson, Sacramento Metropolitan Area Chapter, I second the motion.
So it has been properly moved and seconded that the agenda be approved as presented.
Madam Chair,
Honorable Pearson.
Tony Pearson, Sacramento Metropolitan Chapter. On the motions and for Angela, will she be able to print them? So then she can physically write in who's second?
Yes, actually, yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. One quick second here. I have a hand from Mr. Pearson. Director Pearson.
Kenneth Pearson, Region 9 Director. That raised hand, someone noticed to us, is actually under participants.
Oh, it is. Okay.
The young lady that they recommended it, thank you.
Say again, I'm sorry.
It was, I think, of Veronica Armstrong, is that correct? That pointed that out?
She must have put it in the chat.
I did put it in the chat.
Okay. So for everyone's edification, where you see participants, that's where you find the raised hand. Or raise hand. It will notify me when you've raised your hand. And just, you have 2 minutes. You should see a poll on your screen. You either want to accept by clicking yes and submit, or reject by selecting no and submit. And this is for the approval of the agenda. You are voting to approve the agenda. Click yes to accept, no to reject, and then submit.
On the participant?
Nope. Mm-mm. Okay, I'll double check again.
Seeing that everyone has voted, I will end the poll. And we will show the results. Our agenda is approved by all 24 votes. Now, since our agenda has been approved, we are at the point of greetings. This meeting was actually to be hosted by our Greater San Diego chapter, who has, again, been very fluid with us in making this transition to the virtual world. So I'm going to ask Ms. Dinah Goodspeed to bring greetings from her chapter.
Good morning, everybody. It's so nice to see everybody's face. And I just want to bring you greetings from San Diego, our beautiful city, finest city in California. Anyway, I welcome you to this virtual regional meeting today. And we worked hard trying to set it up and was hoping that the pandemic would be gone. So the best we could offer this time was give you a good presenter, which you'll see later this afternoon. I hope all of you can stay on and hear her, Ms. Enchanta Jenkins. And we were looking forward to hosting it, but we do understand. So in the meantime, I'm just happy to see all of you. I know we're all willing to go to work because we've been on lockdown and these tumultuous times. So big is more important than ever before. And I just pray that all of your families are doing well and sustaining all of the recent negative activities that has been going on. But I found a lot of strength during this time, and I hope you have too. Time to reflect and just enjoy your family and pick up habits. Took on hobbies and things of that nature. So we look forward to doing it again in the future. Our chapter is coming alive and we're vibrant and we're ready to tackle it. It's amazing how we came together during this time and just through Zoom and teleconferencing, we have just been working hard to make our chapter great. So I'm just happy to see all of you here today. It just makes me really proud to see you guys here and everybody stumbling through the virtual meeting today. So I'm looking forward to an excellent meeting and hope all of you are as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Goodspeed. Ms. Valerie Greeley, we do have our corporate sponsor on the line. So if you would take a moment to introduce him.
Good morning, everyone. Our corporate sponsor,
Good morning.
Mr. Gerald Jones, is here today to give us training later on in our meeting. So, Mr. Jones, can you introduce yourself?
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones, are you here?
He's on the line. Did he step away from his computer?
Yeah, I was just coming unmuted. Here I am.
There you are.
Yes. Am I up?
Yes, you are. Just have a moment to introduce yourself.
All right. I'm Gerald Jones, financial planner. I work specifically with federal employees and their families to give them guidance on estate planning, insurance, retirement income planning, taxes, and investments.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jones.
No.
Later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Thank you, sir.
No
Yes,
problem.
thank you.
On agenda, we're at the point of standing rules. We are again in the hands of our secretary, Ms. Angela Lateef.
Okay. Region 9 Council meeting standing rules. Rule 1, the general authority controlling the regional council meeting shall be the national constitution, Region 9 bylaws, policy and procedural manual, Robert's Rules of Order newly revised, and these standing rules. Rule 2. The chair, with the assistance of the parliamentarian, shall be responsible for maintaining order and decorum at all times to assure that the business of the organization is transacted fairly and judiciously. Rule 3. Only chapters financial with the region and the national organization shall be seated on the council. Only financial regular members of chapters in good financial status shall represent the chapter and be seated on the Region 9 Council. The Region 9 Council Assistant Treasurer shall be responsible for verification of eligibility of Region 9 Council representatives to be seated on the Region 9 Council. Rule 4. All business shall be brought before the Region 9 Council by a motion of a member or presentation of a communication to the council. Rule 5. Members must be recognized by the chair before addressing the body. Members addressing the regional council after being recognized by the chair shall first state his/her name and chapter. Rule 6. Before any subject is open to debate, it shall be put in the form of a motion, properly seconded and restated by the chair. Rule 7. Upon request of the chair, a motion shall be submitted in writing, signed by the maker of the motion, and presented to the secretary of the meeting. Rule 8. After a motion has been restated by the chair, it becomes the property of the body. The maker shall not be allowed to withdraw or modify the motion except by obtaining permission from the body or by moving to amend the motion. The maker of the motion has the right to speak to the motion before any other member of the regional council. Rule 9. Discussions shall be limited to 2 minutes for each speaker, and no member shall speak more than twice on any one issue. This rule shall be suspended when the president and the treasurer or their designee presents their reports to the council. Rule 10. All actions brought before the Region 9 Council that involves financial information or the disbursement of funds must be decided by roll call vote. In accordance with Robert's Rules of Order newly revised, the roll call vote must be conducted by the presiding official. Rule 11. Debate shall be restricted to voting members of the Regional Council. However, non-voting members may address the Region 9 Council if there are no objections from the Regional Council. Rule 12. All chapter reports shall include the issues, actions, items, and a summary of your accomplishments for the quarter. Chapter reports are to be submitted in writing to the Regional Council Secretary 5 business days prior to the Regional Council meeting, electronically or hard copies made available to all members of the Region 9 Council. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes to give action items, issues, and major highlights of chapter accomplishments. Rule 13, chapter presidents or their representatives shall pay the chapter's assessments of $5 per chapter member each year prior to the call of order of the Region 9 Council meeting in January to maintain chapter financial compliance. Rule 14, these rules shall require a simple majority vote by the Regional Council member present for adoption. These rules may also be suspended by a 2/3 majority vote of the Regional Council members present. Rule 15, Regional Council members will not be recorded electronically without prior approval of the Region 9 Council. Rule 16, there will be a $5 fine for unmuted electronic devices due and payable at the Regional Council meeting. Those are the Region 9 Council meeting standing rules.
Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Lateef. Mr. Rollins.
Just a point of clarification regarding the $5 for muting your electronics. Does that still apply using this virtual media? And if so, when does it officially start?
We've not had any such disruption for this meeting. And technically there's no way for us to collect the $5 during the meeting, which is typically what we do. What is the body's pleasure with regard to this?
Madam Chair,
Honorable Pearson.
Tony Pearson, Sacramento Metropolitan Area Chapter, through you to Mr. Rollins. Are you talking about why we are on the call and we did not mute our cell phones, which is what we always say at the beginning? Is that what you're saying? Then the $5 should be in effect if
Yes,
we
that's
didn't mute it.
yes, that's correct. Excluding family members or dogs or, you know, your, I guess your home phone ringing in the background. Does it still apply for your cell phone or your computer? I guess in this case, if the room is dinging the Madam Chair or the President, I guess does that count? So I'm just trying to make sure I understand. There are ways to still do it because we are using PayPal. So we could technically still use it.
Send somebody an invoice for $5.
Hey,
And in this environment, you know, it's trackable because we can see who it is.
right. And then I would also advise folks to mute their lines now, if possible, when folks are.
If you have not already done so.
Yes.
So we have calls to suspend this rule. That seems to be the collective consensus.
Madam Chair, this is Sheila Johnson, Sacramento Metropolitan Area Chapter. Everybody should be muted if they're not speaking. So to suspend it, I think is really not necessary.
I would concur with that. So we will leave the standing rules as they are. We are now at the point in our agenda where we're still in the hands of our secretary, and we will approve the minutes from our January 2020 meeting. Ms. Lateef.
Okay, thank you. So for the January 25, 2020 meetings, I kind of would need to see from your screen, Madam Chair, where page 1 ends. Because I printed them out and my page 1 may not end where your page 1 ends. Okay, thank you. And if I can remember how to do this, we are on page 1. Are there any corrections on page 1?
Yes. Good morning, Madam Secretary. This is Darnell Evans, President of Central Valley Fresno Chapter on Representatives. It should have been, Darnell Evans should have been there as president. You have Ramika there as president. I was at the meeting. So I was one of the representatives at the president.
Oh yeah, that's not correct. I am treasurer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Point of order before we proceed. We have 2 additional participants. One says iPad. I need to know who that is. And we also have, oh, I lost Rhonda Hunt.
She's with the San Diego chapter.
Okay,
As
very
a
good.
participant, and she's a member, yes.
And I just need to confirm who iPad is so I can change that name.
Oh, I don't know that.
They just came into the meeting. We want to thank you for being with us. I just need to know who you are.
Madam Chair, this is Tony Pearson, Sacramento Metropolitan Area Chapter. Is there a phone number connected?
No, it just says iPad.
Because I do know we have Tracy Liner from Sacramento Metropolitan Area Chapter trying to log on with an iPad, and she just sent a message saying she got kicked out.
All right. Nobody should be getting kicked out. We have more than enough room. She did get kicked out. She did pop off, so she'll probably pop back in. And
Okay.
as long as I know that's Tracy, I can go ahead and rename her.
Yes, that'd be Tracy Liner.
Okay. Ms. Lateef, back in your hand.
Okay, thank you. I have the correction to add to the Central Valley Fresno chapter, Darnell Evans, president/representative. Are there any other corrections on page 1? Okay. Not hearing any more, I'm moving on to page 2. Any corrections for page 2?
Ms. Valerie Greeley.
Angela, on where it says introductions of vendors and guests, you have a comma between vendors and guests, or in a comma there, and there shouldn't be a comma there.
Okay, thank you. I'll take that out. And I believe I'm going to correct my own self. I have a slash for the chapter for Miss Jennifer Grigsby, and I will take that extra slash out, I think. Yes, and make that slash between Long Beach area and acting. I'm going to make that a dash.
Director Pearson.
Oh, I see.
Yes, Madam Chair. On the introduction, actually, it's supposed to include all the participants on this call to introduce themselves, the agency, and what they do, and their role in BIG. That was to be included in the introduction.
Yes, sir. We will loop back to that once we complete our minute. Thank you.
Are there any other corrections for page 2? Hearing none, I will move to page 3. Any corrections for page 3?
Madam Secretary, this is Jennifer Grigsby.
Ms. Jennifer Grigsby.
Toward the bottom where you have Lorraine Watkins, you have LALB. It should be LA/LBA.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Madam Chair, through you to Angela, let's see, on page 3, where you have Sue Thompson, Finance Chair, it should be LA/LB. She's LA Long Beach, not LA Civic Center.
Madam Chair,
And Sue Thompson.
it should read in period Sue Thompson.
Okay, I have both of those corrections.
Thank you.
Are there any other corrections to page 3?
On where it says approval of October 26, 2019, there's a comma between October and 26.
Okay, thank you. I will delete that.
You're welcome.
Okay, are there any other corrections to page 3? Okay, moving on to page 4. Any corrections for page 4? Any correction?
Madam Secretary, where it says call to order at 1:33, you have an extra period there.
You do. Okay, I will delete that, and I should probably add PM next to that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other corrections to page 4? Okay, moving on to page 5. Any corrections for page 5? I guess I have one correction for myself. There is a colon behind big store, and I'm going to put a dash so that it is like all the others. So it's uniform. I don't know if it's a big change, but it's a change anyway. Any other corrections to page 5? Okay, moving on to page 6. Any corrections? Any corrections for page 6? Okay. Moving on to page 7. Any corrections for page 7?
Madam Chair,
Ms. Grigsby.
under Region 9 Council feedback, motion number 5, that should be LA/LBA.
Okay, got it. I will make that change.
Thank
Any
you.
other corrections for page 7? Okay. Page 8. Any corrections for page 8? So seeing one, I spelled out everyone else's name except for Ms. Miles. I will spell out her entire name instead of just using an initial.
Madam Chair, on page 8, if I'm on the right page, or am I on 7? I think Miss Sheila Johnson corrected 7, LA/LBA. And for some reason, I'm not seeing my page 8. Okay. All right. No correction.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. It appears page 8 is blank.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to page 9.
I don't have a page 9.
I don't.
I don't either.
I don't. 8 is now good of order. It starts with good of order.
That's all that's on page 8, and that's the end of the report.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe that's
Okay, Madam Chair,
Ms. Grigsby.
on page 8, where you got S. Thompson, that should be N. Sue
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes, thank you. Getting there.
Got it. I will correct that. Thank you.
Charles.
Any other corrections for page 8? Okay, I hear none. Should I go through and just state the corrections that I have for the report now? Or should I just make the changes and you guys trust me?
We need a motion. Honorable Pearson.
Madam Chair, Tony Pearson, Sacramento Metropolitan Area Chapter. I did submit the motion to accept the minutes as amended.
And is there a second?
Jennifer Grigsby, I second.
So it is properly moved and seconded that we accept the January 2020 minutes as amended. And I'll have you use a poll to capture those votes.
She's on mute.
Who's on mute?
Oh, was Angie gonna poll?
I don't see a poll, so
1 second, just 1 second. You have 2 minutes to approve the minutes as amended. Again, we are approving the minutes from the Region 9 Council meeting, January of 2020, as approved, as amended, rather. "30 seconds to vote. And the poll will be ending. Here are the results. So that motion passed. We are going to loop back to our introductions, but it is 10:10. I suggest that we take, instead of taking our break after the elections, that we take our break now. So we'll reconvene at 10:20. We'll reconvene at 10:20.
Madam Chair, Tony Pearson, Sacramento Metropolitan Area Chapter. So are you saying we are in a break?
We are in a break.
Okay, thank you.
Do I need my gavel? I can get my gavel out.
Yes, will you do your gavel so we know we're in a break?
We are in a break. So we have about 1 minute. We'll be back online. And we have a few housekeeping items. So we will go through our housekeeping items. We'll reestablish our quorum and do our introductions. I have 661-992-2666. May I have your name, please? Six 661-992-2666. Six 661-992-2666. I need a name for you, or we will put you in timeout. Six 661-992-2666.
Sensei, I'm on a virtual meeting, but I said so I'll be in there. No problem.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Madam Chair,
Honorable Pearson.
I had my hand up. You probably missed it because you were busy.
And yes.
Tony Pearson, Sacramento Metropolitan Area Chapter. Before you get to the introductions, I have 2 points of personal privileges, please.
Go ahead.
Number one, I see the recording button on the screen, but does it, and it's moving. So is this meeting being recorded without the approval from the body?
This meeting is being tested. It will not be distributed. The only portion that will go to our corporate sponsor is his training. He would like to have that videoed. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to turn the video on and off. It's either live or not. The other, which I think is your second point of personal privilege, I am testing the live stream. I was unable to successfully test it before this meeting because we want to be able to have guests attend the meeting, but not during our business portion. And so there is a live stream running. However, that has not been, it's in a private room and no one has access to the room because I didn't release the information.
So follow-up question. So that means there is a video recording, period. So therefore a motion needs to be put on the floor because then we're in violation of our bylaws that said we cannot record our meetings unless it is approved by the body. So a motion needs to be put on the floor before I do my second personal point of privilege.
We are reconvened. Is there a motion?
That means I got to go to the screen. Okay, I'm in the process of filling out the motion.
Okay. While Honorable Pearson is filling out the motion, we did have 2 folks from High Desert join us. We have Ms. Donna Thomason and Ms. Helen Taylor.
President Lawson,
Is that Ms. Donna Thomason?
it is. I know I'm joining late. Thank you for recognizing us. Did you already identify Herman Lewis from the High Desert?
We did.
Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Madam President,
Honorable Pearson.
look, I'm trying to get back to the other screen. But I did submit the motion. I hope I did it right, where you said it was for testing. I'm trying to get back to the regular screen now.
Okay.
Madam Chair, Darnell Evans, Central Valley Fresno chapter.
Yes,
There's a couple of questions in the chat. Are you going to be able to address those as well?
I do not see. Please repeat about the report. Oh, okay. Mr. Felton. So we are accomplishing two things. And we are, a motion is coming in regarding the recording portion. So first there is the recording. And for future reference, if we do this again, I will use an alternative method so that we can record portions and not the entire meeting. But right now, there's not a way to start and stop the recording. It's either an on or off type of situation. The corporate sponsor requested that his training be recorded so that he can utilize it for his purposes. That is the only portion of the recording that will be retained. What I mean by retained is it's the only portion of this meeting that will ever be for consumption that anyone could ever look at. The second piece is that you will see something that says live. What that is, we are testing the live stream capability so that we are able to have guests participate in our meetings so that they can see what's going on. Those are non-voting members. Inside this meeting, we have all voting members, which is why we didn't release the live stream information or go wide with the invitation for this meeting. We didn't have a way to segregate the people that needed to vote from the people that didn't need to vote. So that's why we only have folks that are voting in this meeting.
Madam Chair, did you get the motion?
I got a bunch of windows on my screen. Let's cut some of this down. All right. All right, so we have a motion on the floor. Honorable Pearson moves that we allow the recording for testing purposes only and to not be distributed. Is there a second?
Madam Chair,
Eric McBride.
Yes, Madam Chair, this is Erica McBride, San Diego chapter. I did submit the motion form as well, and I second.
Okay. So is it properly moved and seconded that we allow for recording for testing purposes only and that it not be distributed? We'll have a poll for you all in just 1 second.
Madam President, this is Dinah Goodspeed.
Ms. Dinah Goodspeed.
Ms. Hunt is trying to get on. Are you able to admit her?
In 1 second.
Okay, no problem. Just wanted to recognize that.
All right, so this poll is for the motion that was made. We have 2 minutes for voting. If this motion is approved, that means that this recording is allowed, but this video will not be distributed.
Cynthia, you ready? Madam Chair.
Mr. Royal, you are on mute. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to step away just for a few minutes. I'm at a class, but it's just for a few minutes and I shall return.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right. Again, we are voting for testing recording that will not be distributed. 30 seconds left in the voting window.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Deborah Simpson.
Deborah Simpson, San Francisco Civic Center chapter. So it says it's recording on YouTube?
It is not recording on YouTube. We are recording within the Zoom meeting. YouTube is the live stream portion.
Okay, it's saying it's recording on YouTube.
So
we will not be owning that recording if it's recording on YouTube.
It's not recording on YouTube. YouTube is a live stream. It is not recording. The way that the live stream works is that it is active while it's active, and when it's no longer active, it's no longer active.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Grigsby.
Jennifer Grigsby, LA Long Beach. Should we not have done a quorum after the break?
We will do a quorum as we proceed. Yes. We
Okay.
have 2 things that we need to accomplish. You are correct.
All righty. Thank you.
So this meeting will not be distributed.
And Madam Chair, second point of personal privilege, which oversees the quorum count, which I know we'll be getting to shortly. I just received a 911 call from Elizabeth Turner Nichols, who's the president of the, all of a sudden I forgot the name of her chapter. Everybody know who she is, Silicon Valley. She is on a personal emergency and she asked me that to let the body know that Derek Felton is to be moved up to be the 3rd representative from her chapter. And she's just asking for prayers. So I wanted to get that in the record.
Okay, please maintain contact with her and update us as necessary.
Okay.
We'll take 15 seconds to send our energy and prayers to Ms. Liz Turner Nichols in this time of her personal emergency. We pray that all will be well, and we pray that resolution will be swift and without harm to anyone. Amen. Miss Angela Lateef.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Pearson, Honorable Pearson.
This is before Angela Lateef come on to establish the quorum again, but when she gets to introductions, I just wanted to help her out. When all the people that are on the line state their names, if you know you have some names that are difficult to spell, please spell it out for her and speak slowly because she's gonna have to handwrite everything that you say for the list. But when she sends out the minutes, she will have everybody listed, and that's it.
All right. So we are at the point of reestablishing our quorum. We are in the hands of our secretary, Ms. Angela T.
Okay. For Central Valley Fresno, Ramika Lawson,
Present.
Darnell Evans,
Present.
Sharon Johnson McGee,
I'm sorry, this is Sharon Johnson McGee, Central Valley, Fresno.
thank you.
JOHNSON-MAGEE.
Thank you. Did anyone join from Greater Orange County? Anyone from Greater Riverside STEM? Okay, Greater San Diego County, Dinah Goodspeed,
Present.
Erica McBride,
Present.
Diana Peter,
I'm present.
High Desert, Donna Thomason,
Present.
Herman Lewis,
Present.
Helen Haynes Taylor,
Helen Haynes Taylor. Last call, Helen Haynes Taylor. Absent at roll call.
okay, LA Civic Center, Reverend Eddie Royal, and he said he was in training for a few minutes, so is that an excused absence at roll call?
It is excused. He will be back and will do a point of personal privilege or point of order when he returns.
Okay. LA Long Beach area, Jennifer Grigsby,
Present.
Sue Thompson,
Present.
Royal Cochran,
Present.
okay. Mid Peninsula, Silicon Valley, Valerie Greeley,
Present.
Ronald McCullough,
Present.
Eric Felton,
Present.
okay. Pacific Ocean, Joe Robertson,
Present.
Jolene Lau,
Present.
Edward Young,
Present.
okay. Sacramento Metropolitan, Honorable Tony Pearson,
Yes.
Sheila Johnson,
Present.
Odella Cannon,
Present.
okay. San Francisco Civic Center, Deborah Simpson,
Present.
Sadie Grice,
Present.
is Geraldine Mosley on?
No, she's not.
Absent at roll call.
Okay. San Francisco South of Market, Chris Rollins,
Present.
and I am present. Sun City, Edna White,
Absent at roll call, but she did let us know.
and Ventura County, Derek Wilson.
Absent at roll call.
Okay, and I still have the question for Linda. The sheet says Linda Wilson, and I don't know if it should be Linda Wilson or Linda Foster. But in either case,
Is Director Pearson on the line? Okay.
Yes, that's Linda Foster.
Linda Foster. Okay. Thank you, sir.
okay, Linda Foster,
Yes.
okay. Absent at roll call,
Absent at roll call.
okay.
Madam Chair,
Who's speaking?
this is Edna White.
Ms.
Through
White.
you to the Secretary, Ms. Legley, I am present for Sun City Desert Chapter.
Thank you, ma'am. We knew you were on an hour time limit.
Okay, thank you.
For everyone's edification, if you can see on your screen, this is what the live stream looks like. It is not being recorded. And as you can see, only one person is watching. I'm going to take this down because I don't want it to echo and ruin our audio. But I just want it, that's just for everyone's edification. There's only one connection because it's just live on my computer. I haven't shared the link with anyone, and it is not being recorded on YouTube. That's just the live stream.
Thank you, Madam President.
You are welcome. All right. Back on agenda. First, we are going to introduce ourselves. We're going to go around. I will start.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Grigsby.
the secretary hasn't established the quorum.
Oh, my apologies. Ms. Angela Lateef.
Okay, I have 25 reps and 11 chapters.
Okay. Now we will proceed with our introduction. Good morning, everyone. Again, we've had a few people join since we started this morning. My name is Ramika Lawson. I am currently the Regional Council President for Region 9 Council. I work for the Merced County Office of Education as a senior network engineer. I work in the realm of technology. I am also the treasurer of the Central Valley Fresno chapter. This is our first virtual meeting, and if I do say so myself, we're on time and doing pretty good. I have been a big member for how many years? Too many to count. And at this moment, I am a Gold Plus Life member. At that point, I will call on Mr. Ron McCullough to introduce himself.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
All right. Good morning, everybody. This is Ron McCullough. I'm Ron McCullough, first vice for the region, and I'm employee of the Department of Veterans Affairs for 37 to 38 years. Been a big member for, I want to say, since the late early 2000 or so, or 1990 something. I don't know. I don't recall now. Anyway, I believe that's it, and welcome everybody. And this is moving along quite well, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Valerie Greeley.
Okay, good morning. My name is Valerie Greeley. I'm the second vice president for Region 9. I am an employee at VA Palo Alto Healthcare System in Palo Alto, California. And I've been with the VA or with the federal government for 37 years. I am a lifetime member of the Silicon Valley Mid-Peninsula chapter in San Jose. And I welcome everyone. Thank you.
Ms. Dinah Goodspeed.
Good morning again, everybody. My name is Dinah Goodspeed. I'm a retiree coming up on 2 years in January, about 42 years. I am a life member. I have been a member of Blacks in Government, I believe, for 17 years. I am the acting president of Berta San Diego chapter. Our president is not with us today. And I'm just happy to be here and happy to be hosting you guys virtually. This makes it really easy for the hosting chapter. But anyway, thank you.
Ms. Angela Latif.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am Angela Latig. I am the Region 9 Council Secretary. It's my first year. I still request that you be nice, have patience. I am also the treasurer for the South of Market chapter. I am an employee of the Environmental Protection Agency, and I've worked for the government for a bunch of years. I think I'm on 30, at least 35. I've lost count. That is it.
Ms. Deborah Simpson.
Good morning, Deborah Simpson. I'm retired 9 years now from GSA. I've been a member of BIG for 18 years. I'm currently the acting president of the San Francisco Civic Center chapter and the current Region 9 Council Correspondence Secretary. And this is my last year.
Thank you, Ms. Simpson. Mr. Chris Rollins.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Rollins. I have been a BIG member for 5 years. I am the president for the South of Market chapter. I'm also the treasurer for the region. I work for the Environmental Protection Agency as an inspector, and I am a life member.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Jennifer Grigsby.
Morning, everybody. I'm Jennifer Grigsby. I am your assistant treasurer for Region 9. I'm a life member of Blacks in Government. I am currently the acting president for LA Long Beach area chapter, and I'm a retired Department of Defense employee. Thank you.
Director Pearson.
Yes, name is Kenneth Pearson. I'm currently one of your 2 Region 9 directors, retired from engineering station 12 years now. Worked for the federal government for 37 years. Been a BIG member for 38 years. And a lifetime Go Plus lifetime member. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Edward Wilson.
Good morning, Region 9. Thank you, Madam President. I am Edward Wilson. I am the other of your 2 regional directors. I am also the Health and Wellness Coordinator for Region 9. I'm currently employed at Los Angeles Air Force Base as a Logistics Management Specialist, and I represent the Los Angeles Long Beach area chapter. And glad to be a part of this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm gonna call on Mr. Darnell Evans before he comes. Once I call your chapter representative, if you would be so kind as to call the other members that are present from your chapter to have them introduce yourselves. I think that might assist us in getting through this just a little bit quicker. Mr. Evans.
Good morning. My name is Darnell Evans. I'm currently serving as the chapter president of the Central Valley Fresno chapter. I've been with BIG for 20 plus years. I currently work for the Internal Revenue Service for a little over 35 years. I'm going to introduce our chapter secretary, Sharon Johnson McGee.
Good morning, BIG family. I'm Sharon Johnson McGee, Central Valley Fresno Correspondence Secretary. I am a lifetime member. Can't remember how long I've been a member, but I've been a member for a while. I currently work for the Internal Revenue Service as a supervisor in the Rick Ivo organization. Thank you.
Rosemary Young, member.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rosemary Young. I'm a member of the Region 9 Central Valley Chapter. Been a member of BIG for many years, recently became a lifetime member. Excited about that. I work for the Internal Revenue Service for the past 31 years. I'm currently the I manage senior analyst in e-file services. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you.
That concludes the Central Valley Fresno chapter. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Ms. Erica McBride.
Greetings, Erica McBride. I am a life member. I can't remember how many years. I know it's been over 10 years that I've been a member. I'm currently acting secretary for Greater San Diego chapter, and I am now the newly elected president for Greater San Diego chapter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And condolences.
I am currently an equal employment opportunity specialist with the Department of Navy, Bureau of Medicine and Surgery. I currently am responsible for disability reasonable accommodations. And that should be it. Madam President, do you want me to introduce others or?
Yes, please.
Okay. Next, we've heard from Dinah Goodspeed. The next person is Rhonda Hunt Phillips. And if Rhonda Hunt Phillips is not on, or she may be on mute, we have also Diana Peters.
Hi, I'm Diana Peter. I'm retired DOD. I did about 35 years. I'm a lifetime member, and I've been a member, it's been at least 25 years since I've been a member of BIG. I know it's been a long time. Yeah. And that's about it.
Thank you, Diana. Next, we have Veronica Armstrong.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Veronica Armstrong Evans. I am a life member of BIG. I don't remember when I joined. I just remember when I was recruited and started to participate. But it's been, I think, over 10 years now, or coming close to that. I'm a retired military member and retired last year after 40 years. So glad to be back and get active again.
Thank you.
Okay, and we'll try Rhonda Hunt Phillips. Rhonda, are you on to introduce yourself?
I think she had to step off for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Madam President, that concludes the individuals participating from Greater San Diego chapter.
Thank you. Ms. Donna Thomason.
Good morning. This is Donna Thomason, president of the High Desert chapter. I am a Gold Plus Life member of Blacks in Government in the first group that established the Gold Plus. I have over, I think I have 40 years of service to Blacks in Government. I'm retired from the Department of Defense as director of the Small Business Program Office at Edwards Air Force Base. I retired with 36 years of service. So I would like to introduce Herman Lewis, who is a member of the High Desert chapter. Herman.
Good morning. This is Herman Lewis. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning, Herman.
Okay, great. Yes, I'm Herman Lewis. I'm a life member for 30 plus years. I'm retired from Edwards Air Force Base, 32 plus years. And I've been retired for 14 years.
All right.
Thank you, Herman. And then we have Helen Haynes Taylor. Hopefully she's still on the line.
She is on the line. And I've tried to, well, let me try this. Yeah. Okay, Helen? Yeah, she's not able for some reason to unmute herself. We have 3 dial-in participants, and I think that's going to be a little issue, but we'll continue on. Thank you, Ms. Donna Thomason. And Ms. Latif, who is our next chapter. She might have. Ms. Jennifer, actually, Ms. Insoo Thompson. No Sue Thompson. Is Ms. Myra Watts available? How about Crown Royal? Okay, no one from that chapter. Ms. Latif, there you are. Ms. Grigsby. You have to unmute though.
Right, all the spare time that we all have, right?
You gotta unmute us.
I have to unmute you because I tried that and it didn't work.
We were all muted.
It's working now. We were all muted.
My apologies. Okay. So I called Sue Thompson.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. All right, good. Hello, everyone. My name is Insoo Thompson. I'm a life member. I joined BIG in 2014, transferred to the LA Long Beach area chapter in 2015. I'm retired, 13 and a half years after working approximately 28, 30 years with the federal government. And I'm currently serving as assistant treasurer in my local chapter and finance chair of Region 9.
Very good. Who else do we have on the line?
I think Jennifer is on and Cochran. I got a text message from them, so I'm not sure if you've unmuted them or what the deal is.
Let's try Cochran. Mr. Cochran.
I'm texting them to tell them you can't hear. We can't hear them. Jennifer is saying you did not unmute her.
So the way this works is everyone has the option. You're muted when you come in, but you have the option to unmute yourself.
Okay, I'm telling her. And there's another party on the line too, so.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm unmuted now.
Yeah,
Roy Cochran here.
Introduce yourself, sir.
Okay, yes. Royal Cochran. I'm the second VP of the LA Long Beach area chapter. I am a life member, have been for about 12 years or so. I'm currently employed with the Department of Defense Corps of Engineers for the past 10 years, and then 25 years with GSA prior to that. So I have a total of 38 years with the Federal Service. So I'm knocking on the door of retirement land. So, that's that.
All righty.
Madam President, Sue Thompson, may I?
Oh, I'm in now, Sue.
Okay, good. All right.
Thank
No
you.
problem. All right.
We have one other. That's Bridget Bradley.
And if Bridget can unmute herself, because I can't seem to do that.
Yeah, I'm unmuted.
There you go. Go ahead, Ms. Bradley.
Hi, it's Bridget Bradley, Los Angeles Long Beach area chapter, lifetime member, and the chapter secretary. Been with BIG, I think about 25 years, maybe a little bit more.
All right.
And we have Gwen Tolbert.
Does Gwen want to talk?
Hello.
Hello, Ms. Tolbert.
Yes, Tony, I see you waving. Gwen Tolbert, I joined BIG in 2000, LA Long Beach area chapter, and I retired from HUD in 2016. I went out with my president, Obama.
Forever 44.
What?
I said Forever 44.
Yes, for sure. That's it.
All
Oh,
right.
and Ramika, I know you got my messages about Helen, but I don't know if she was able. I told her to do the *6. She said she couldn't,
Okay.
get on the chat. So
Yeah.
but she's there.
I do see her. She's still connected.
Yeah.
But there's no way for me to unmute her. It gives me the ability to mute everybody or to just turn the permission over to you. And so you can unmute.
I just told her that, I told her that somebody put in there that you can *6 on your phone to unmute, because she's on her phone and she said she didn't know how to unmute. So
okay.
All right.
All right.
This is Myra. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, Myra. Go ahead. Introduce.
Hello. This is Myra Watts, LA Long Beach area chapter. I am the membership chair for the chapter and also the Region 9 membership chair. And I've been a member of BIG since 2008. And I'm retired.
And you're retired. Man. I should get a nickel for every time somebody says that word. Okay, Mr. Phelps. Please come forward and introduce yourself. Mr. Felton. Okay, so we had Mr. Felton, Ms. Valerie Greeley, and Mr. McCullough. Are those the only members of the Mid-Peninsula Silicon Valley chapter on the line?
Believe so.
All right. Mr. Joe Roberson. Come on down. I feel like I'm on The Price is Right.
Good morning, I'm Joe Robertson. I'm the president of the Pacific Ocean chapter. I currently work for the Department of the Army as an air traffic controller here in Hawaii. Going into my I'm just finishing my first year of BIG as a BIG member.
Thank you, sir. Would you introduce the rest of your chapter?
And have Miss Jolene Lau, our chapter vice president.
Morning, this is Ms. Jolene Lau, LAU. I am currently the acting vice president for Pacific Ocean chapter. I've been here, 2009, and I am a life member. Currently, I work for the United States Department of Agriculture as Director of Public Affairs and Outreach, and I've got 27 years of federal government service. Thank you. I'll turn it over to Edward Young.
Aloha and good morning. This is Edward Young from the Pacific Ocean Chapter. I'm a life member, founding member of the Pacific Ocean Chapter 2008. And we exist because of the Honorables Tony and the Honorables Pearsons coming over to Hawaii in 2007 to talk to us about BIG. So we are going strong. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Young. Sacramento Metropolitan Chapter, Honorable Pearson.
Good morning, everyone. So excited to see everybody. Hey! My name, of course, is Tony Pearson, and I am, oh my goodness, I am retired, loving every minute of it. I've been a member of Blacks in Government for 41 years. I joined in 1979, so I've been around for a while. And I put in 36 years with the Internal Revenue Service, retired as the manager for Taxpayer Advocate, but of course the rest is in regular federal service. I'm a Life Plus Gold member, currently serving and thank goodness terming out on the National Executive Committee for Project Big Vote, 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 Vote. And next I have up Sheila Johnson.
Yes, good morning, everyone. This is Sheila Johnson. I am a Go Life Plus member, a member of Sacramento Metropolitan Area Chapter, currently serving as the Assistant Treasurer and the Membership Chair. And I've been retired for 9 years, and I completed, 35 years of government service with GSA. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sheila. We now have Mrs. Odella Cannon.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Odella Cannon. I am the first vice president of the Sacramento chapter. I've been a member of BIG since I think 1970 something, 19 whatever. I've been there for like over 30 years. So
yes,
it's nice to see everyone. I am retired. So.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Cannon. And we have Kirsten Richardson on the line.
Hello, everyone. Had to take myself off of mute.
Very good.
Okay, my name is Kirsten Richardson, and I am the treasurer for the Sacramento Metropolitan Area Chapter of BIG. I have been in Blacks in Government for over 30 years, and I retired from Internal Revenue Service in the Taxpayer Advocate Department after 37 years in January of 2019. Yay!
Very good. Thank you, Mrs. Richardson. And last but not least, we have Tracy Liner on the call.
Good morning. I'm Tracy Liner.
Good morning.
Not like all of you. I still work. I work for the city of Sacramento.
Amen.
I have been there for 20 years.
Yeah.
Even though I'm only 44 years old, I've been a member of BIG for about 45 years because Tony Pearson is my mom. And I am a life member. And that's all about me.
All right.
And I didn't see anyone else from Sacramento Metropolitan Area Chapter. Thank you, Madam Chair. Back to you, Angela.
All right. We have Miss Sadie on the line. San Francisco Civic Center.
Good morning, everyone. Sadie Grice, and I am a member of San Francisco Civic Center chapter, where I am the secretary and also immediate past president. I have been a member of Blacks in Government for about 15 years now. I'm a recent life member. Oh, excited about that. What else here? I work for General Services Administration, where I'm a senior human resources officer. Good to see everybody, and I'm loving the Zoom platform. Thank you so much.
All right. Anyone else from San Francisco Civic Center?
No, Madam President.
All right. And South of Market, we have Mr. Rollins and Ms. Latia. Are there any other members from South of Market?
Madam Chair, there are no other members besides myself and Angie Lifchey for the South of Market chapter. Thank you.
And Sun City Desert, we have Miss Edna White. Are you still with us, Edna?
Yes, Madam President. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Edna White, Treasurer of Sun City Desert Chapter. I'm a lifetime Gold Plus member. I've been a member of BIG since 1997. I am retired almost 8 years. It'll be 8 years in December of this year. And I'd retired from the Department of Energy. And I am very happy to hear your voices since I haven't seen any of you other than Tony and Ken since last year. So I would love to stay on the call, but I must go. And I wanted to hang around for the introduction so I could just say, hello, my big family.
Well, we love you and thank you for hanging out with us as long as you did. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Is there anyone that did not get a chance to introduce themselves?
Hi, Helen Haynes Taylor.
Helen, there we go.
Yes, yes. I don't know how long I've been a member, but I'm a member of High Desert. I am retired after 42 years with HUD. I retired in 2016, and I'm glad to be back on the West Coast. I've been on the East Coast for over 2 years, so I'm glad to be home.
Well, we're glad that you were able to introduce yourself. Reverend Royal, you want to introduce yourself to everyone?
Mute.
You're on mute, sir. Okay, so you turn, try, there you go. I think we can hear.
All right. Hello, everyone. Eddie Royal, Los Angeles Civic Center Area Chapter President. I've been a member of BIG for about 25 years, somewhere like that. Held numerous offices, chapter level and national. I'm a Life and Gold Plus member, also a pastor, and at 69, I'm still working. However, not too much longer. So I'm still here. I had to step out because at my age, I'm at the dojo, so I had to work out a little bit, but I'm back. So I'm a little out of breath, but I'm cool. So, all right, so I'm here.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. And it's really all right to work. I know you say every year you're gonna retire, but it's okay. You know, you can work.
I'll get there.
Like me.
I'll get there.
And Tracy, it's okay. Miss Angela Latie, you have your hand up.
And Madam Chair, I feel like I need to verify the number of reps just to make sure.
Okay.
I'm getting text messages. So
we have Miss Helen. We did, she was absent at roll call. She was on the line. She was actually there. She just couldn't unmute herself.
And that was my question. So for roll call, was Miss Helen Haynes Taylor present during roll call and couldn't unmute, or was she not?
That's what happened.
Okay, thank you. So now my count is 26 reps.
Okay.
And 10 chapters.
Very good. All right.
10.
Moving on, I want to, we're at the point of nomination. But I think that we're going to split this because I don't want our corporate sponsor to have to wait. We have a hard break at 1 o'clock. So what I would like to do as we proceed to go through nominations, after nominations, break, and have our corporate sponsor to do his training, come back after the training, do elections. We'll have a short break, and hopefully by that time, we'll be at our next training. Everyone in agreement with that? I see a bunch of heads nodding.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
In
Yes.
that case, we will bring forward Ms. Erica McBride, our nominations chair. She will list each office, let you know those who have been nominated for that office, and call for nominations from the floor, if there be any. Ms. Erica McBride.
Okay. Greetings again, big members, Madam President, other presidents and directors. As your 2020 nominating chair, and I would like to also introduce part of the nomination committee is Chris Rollins and Ms. Sue Thompson. And we're going to kind of split up some of the responsibility here. What I'm going to do today is announce the positions that are up for election. Madam President, did you get my Word doc that you could put up for the members to view? If not, I request that I be able to share my screen.
Okay, was that emailed to me?
Yes, ma'am.
And let's check to see if I have the email. Here we go. All right.
And while we wait, I would like to thank the chapter presidents that responded to the email solicitation requesting nominations. I thank you. So here are the positions that are up for election for this 2020 nomination period. We have president. We have received a nomination, one nomination. Madam President, do you want me to give the names of the nominations I've received so far?
Yes.
Okay, so the first is president. We received one nomination via email, and that was Ramika Larson. The next position is second vice president. We did not receive any nominations via email, so we will, at the floor, receive nominations. Third position, corresponding secretary. The nominations committee did not receive any nominations via email, so we will entertain those nominations on the floor. Last position, fourth position is assistant treasurer. The nomination committee received one nomination, and that person was Jennifer L. Grisby. And so again, I thank you for those who submitted your nominations. One of the things I wanted to, before I hand off to Sue Thompson, who will entertain the nominations from the floor, one thing I would like to ask as a rule or just some guidance, as you make your nomination on the floor, please state your chapter and then provide the full name, first and last name, of the person that's being nominated. Again, please state your chapter and then state the full name of the person that is being nominated. If there's no further questions for me, I would like to, Madam President, if I can hand over the floor to Sue Thompson, who will entertain nominations on the floor.
Ms. Sue Thompson.
Thank you, Madam President, Madam Chair. The floor is now open for other nominations for president for Region 9. Are there any other nominations for president? Are there any nominations for president? Are there any nominations for president? Hearing no other nominations for president, the nomination for president for the office of president is now closed. The second position, as indicated by Ms. McBride, is for the office of second vice president. The floor is now open for the office of second vice president.
Good
Are there
morning.
any
Good morning. This is Ron McCullough from the Mid-Peninsula Silicon Valley chapter, and I nominate Miss Valerie Greeley for second vice president.
All right, Ms. Valerie Greeley has been nominated for the office of second vice president. Are there any other nominations for second vice president from the floor? Are there any other nominations for the office of second vice president? Are there any other nominations for the second vice president?
Hello, this is Kenneth Pearson,
Yes, sir.
Ventura County chapter. Prior to your closing, must inquire from Ms. Greeley, is she willing to accept the nomination before you close?
Correct.
Okay. Miss Greeley, well, then I should go back to the first position that I put on the floor then? Am I understanding your procedural statement? Because that's something that we have incorporated into this process, but it's at the end once I get all the nominations.
Madam President, may I speak through you to Director Pearson?
Yes.
Hi, Director Pearson. One of the things that we added into this, we would ask for the acceptance of nominations after we accepted the floor for all positions. But if we are out of order, we didn't see anything in the bylaws that stated the procedure. So we had already set up that we would ask the acceptance of the nominations after we after we got the nominations on the floor, if that makes sense.
Madam Chair,
Director Pearson.
through you to Ms. McBride. The process has to include the acceptance before you close the nomination. Because once you close the nominations, there's no one else to accept it if the person nominated does not accept the nomination. That's the process.
Okay, so Madam President, Sue needs to go back to the president position and
So
ask.
my understanding is if they're nominated from the floor, they need to accept the nominations that you received prior for president and for assistant treasurer. Those, my understanding is that they've already accepted. Well, in my case, I've accepted the nomination.
Within your, yes.
Yeah.
If it was a self-nomination, yes. But someone else could have nominated someone before we came to this meeting. So if Madam President self-nominated herself, by her nomination, she has accepted, okay?
And I've already had conversations.
Self-nomination is a different.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, thank you, Director Pearson and everyone for your input. All right, going back to the nomination by Mr. McCullough of Valerie Greeley for the office of second vice president. Ms. Greeley, are you accepting this nomination for second vice president?
Yes, I'll accept the nomination. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, then. I'll go through the steps of putting it on the floor again 3 times so that we won't get out of sync. Are there any nominations for other nominations for second vice president from the floor? Are there any other nominations for second vice president from the floor? Are there any other nominations for second vice president from the floor? Hearing no further nominations, then the nomination for the position of second vice president is closed. Moving to the next position, corresponding secretary. The floor is now open for the office of corresponding secretary. Are there any nominations for the office of corresponding secretary from the floor? Are there any nominations for the office of corresponding secretary from the floor? Are there any nominations for the office of corresponding secretary from the floor?
Who am I directing this to? Madam Chair?
Ms. Deborah Simpson.
Deborah Simpson, San Francisco Civic Center Chapter. I nominate Sheila Johnson.
From this chapter is Fresno.
From the Sacramento Metropolitan Chapter.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Sheila Johnson. Oh,
No,
Ms.
Will
Sheila
Taker.
Pardon me, I missed that. Someone spoke.
I said Fresno Will Taker.
That was my error. All right. Ms. Sheila Johnson has been nominated. One last time, are there any other further nominations for the office of corresponding secretary from the floor?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mr. Rollins. Ms. Rollins.
I recommend Tony Pearson from Sacramento Metro chapter for corresponding secretary.
Would you spell her name for me? Because I'm scribing.
Pearson.
Oh, Tony Pearson. I'm sorry, it cut out. Honorable Tony Pearson. All right, we have 2 nominations so far. Any other nominations from the office of corresponding secretary from the floor? Hearing no further nominations. Oh, pardon me, back up. Ms. Sheila Johnson, do you accept the nomination for the position or office of corresponding secretary?
No.
No.
And Honorable Tony Pearson has been nominated. Do you accept the nomination for the office of corresponding secretary from the floor?
Mr. Chris Rollins, I thank you very much, but my answer is no at this time.
Okay. We've had 2 declarations declining acceptance. Therefore, we'll do this one last time. Any other nominations from the floor for the office of corresponding secretary? Hearing no further nominations, nomination for the office of corresponding secretary is closed. The floor is now open for any other nominations for the office of assistant treasurer. Are there any nominations for assistant treasurer from the floor?
So is Ms. Simpson still holding an office?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that nomination. Would you speak up, please? Mr. Lewis, were you speaking?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just have your picture. Okay. Was there a nomination for the position of Assistant Treasurer from the floor? Are there any other nominations for Assistant Treasurer from the floor? Here's Ms. Grigsby, who self-nominated the name that I have. So hearing no further nominations from the floor, the position of Assistant Treasurer, the Office of Assistant Treasurer is closed. This concludes the nominations from the floor, and I turn back the floor to my colleague, Mr. Chris Rollins.
Thank you, Sue. Now that the nominations are closed, the nominations committee will retire to the caucus room where we will validate the nominees. We now relinquish the floor back to the Madam President, and we will return shortly.
Okay. We will bring forward our corporate sponsor. Mr. Jones, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready to go. May I, Madam Chair, can I share my screen, please?
Yes, sir. Let me get you to that position.
All right.
You have that privilege now, sir.
Perfect. Okay, so hello everyone. Blacks in Government Region 9. It's been a long time, about 9-10 months or so, since the last time we were able to do a training. Typically, when it comes to your finances, things update or you'll have some changes every 2 to 3 years, but we've had a numerous amount of changes just within the last 9 months. So to be quite honest, it would probably take about 2 days for all to go over all the changes and to get everyone trained up on some of the new tax laws and proposals that they're looking to put in place, especially if we have a new administration. So what I did, since I only have about 45 minutes, I just extracted some of the main things that I think that would be important to everyone within the membership. So I'm just going to jump right into things. For today's agenda, oh, there we go. So for today's agenda, there's 2 parts. Part 1, I'm going to talk to you about the Secure Act. which is a law that was passed last year in 2019, and specifically the taxes and how this is going to affect everyone that has an IRA, TSP, 401k, Roth IRA. I'll also talk about some of the new tax proposals that Biden, Vice President Biden has, if in the event he does, if there is a change in administration, so you can be prepared for that. Because regardless, it will have an effect on middle Americans, even if you make less than $400,000 a year. Some of his new proposals are to eliminate the step-up basis for inherited assets, 26% tax credit on retirement plans. So that has to do with your 401k, TSP, things of that nature. And then the Social Security widow's benefit. So I'll cover that as well. And then part 2 of this training is that when we're done, because you are here for today's training, I'll send an email out to everyone with my calendar for just a quick 20-minute Q&A. So if you have questions and things like that, you can run that by me one-on-one for about 20 minutes. So that'll be today's agenda. So to start off, we have yes. So before I start, I'm going to go over the 5 main steps to having a secure financial plan. So there's typically 3 types that I come across, or actually 2. The first person or the first family, they handle their finances on their own. And what I'm going to do, if you're that person that you handle your finances on your own, these are the 5 steps that you need to take to make sure that you have a secure financial plan. So the first one is your estate. So when you want to make sure you have a secure financial plan, you want to make sure your estate is intact. So that has to do with the things that you own. So when you pass over, all of those assets go to the people that you want them to go to. Making sure that the title, your assets, that they're titled correctly. Making sure you have your if you need a will, if you need a trust, things like that. Some people don't need a will, some people don't need a trust. It varies based on each household. Do you have a power of attorney? You have a guardianship. So a lot of folks that have minors, if you pass over today, who's going to take care of your kids? So all of that is part of having your estate together. It's the foundation of your financial plan. Secondly is your insurance. So when it comes to insurance, that's things like life insurance, your health insurance, Medicare, car insurance, fire insurance, homeowners insurance, things like that. So if there is an event of a loss, how are you going to bring yourself back to indemnity? And on a side note, if you have FEHB, which if you're still working for the federal government, most of you do, or if you're a retiree, most of you may still have kept your FEHB, your rates are going to increase by 5% next year. So just FYI, since we're talking about insurance. The third portion of having a secure financial plan is your retirement income. So even if you're retired, do you have enough money coming into your household? Will it last you for the rest of your life? And then even if you're still working, are you saving enough money for retirement? Okay. Fourth are your investments. So notice investments are 4th on the list. They are not first. Typically, people want to get into the investment portion when you're going over your finances because it's the most attractive part of your finances, but it's actually 4th. So are you looking to preserve your investments? Are you looking to grow your investments? What is it that you are exactly looking to do? So that's the fourth portion. And then 5th, which is my personal favorite, is taxes. Taxes play a huge part in your financial plan. How you handle your estate, your insurance, how much money you're going to have when you retire, how you handle your investments, it's all predicated on your taxes. Okay. The tax laws usually change every 2 to 3 years, and we've had several changes within the last 9 months, even dealing with stimulus checks and things of that nature. So again, there's usually 2 people that I meet. One person wants to handle their finances together, handle their finances on their own. If that's you, those are the 5 steps that you need to make sure that you're implementing so you can have a secure financial plan. The second person is usually someone that has a financial planner or they have a financial advisor. Could be their neighbor as well. Could be a coworker, just someone that they run ideas by. And if that is you, these are the things that you need to make sure that you're telling that other person. Okay. So those are the 5 main steps there. So jump right into it. The Secure Act. The Secure Act, it's setting every community up for Retirement Enhancement Act of 2019, or the Secure Act. It was the largest package of retirement plan reforms in the last 10 years. So this was a pretty big deal. All right. The Secure Act contained numerous provisions intended to make it easier for businesses to offer retirement plans and for individuals to save for retirement. It also made significant changes impacting existing retirement plans. So one of the changes that was made with the Secure Act is what's called RMDs, required minimum distributions. When you're saving into your TSP or a 401k and it's pre-tax, or a 403b, and you're not paying any taxes on that money for 20, 30, 40 years. And let's say when you retire, you have a good amount of income coming in where you don't need to touch your retirement. So you want to let your retirement just grow. The federal government will require a minimum distribution, or they will require for you to start to take money out of your retirement when you are, the old rule was when you're 70 and a half years old, but they've now extended it to 72 years old. Because of COVID, they've waived that requirement for the year 2020. Okay, so some people are able to defer and continue to have money grow in their retirement account without making any withdrawals. The reason why this is a benefit for the federal government is because now they can start to pay, now you can start to pay taxes on that money that's been growing tax-free while you've been working. So instead of 70 and a half, the new rule is now 72. Another change, child adoption and childbirth. So if someone is expecting a child, you can now take up to $5,000 out of your retirement account without incurring a 10% penalty. So that's for child adoption and childbirth. So the Secure Act, this rule basically requires that all IRAs, Roth IRAs, and qualified plans means your employer plan, okay, to be distributed within 10 years of death. So once you and your spouse pass over, that money has to be withdrawn within 10 years, okay? So what that does is that prevents generational wealth for a lot of our families. Now, there are a few exceptions. Again, a surviving spouse. So when you do pass over, your IRA will go to your spouse, and your spouse will not have to withdraw that money within 10 years. If you are leaving your child as the beneficiary for your TSP or your IRA, and they're under the age of 18, they do not have to withdraw that money within 10 years. Now, the 10-year clock will start once they reach the age of 18. So for example, my daughter is 13 years old. So if I left her my 401k, my Roth 401k, and I pass over, she would not have to, that 10-year clock would not start until she turns 18. So by the time she's 28, that money has to be withdrawn from that account. So it would be 15 years of deferral instead of 10. Also, if you leave your IRA to someone that's disabled, they do not have to withdraw it within 10 years. Or if they're chronically ill, meaning the doctor says you have 9, 12, 13 months to live, that money does not have to be withdrawn within 10 years. This is an interesting one. If the beneficiary is within 10 years of age of the IRA owner, then the beneficiary does not have to withdraw that money within 10 years. So the old rule, here's the old rule. The old rule was when you pass over, you and your spouse, the beneficiary, which is typically in most cases a child or your kids that are between the ages of 30, 40, maybe 50 years old. So when you pass over, that IRA or TSP will go to your children. And your children would be able to stretch that IRA out until they pass over. So you would be able to get growth for another 30, 40, 50 years for your beneficiary. That's the old rule. The new rule is that the new rule is that once you pass over, your child would have to distribute, all that money has to come out within 10 years. So a lot of times when your kids are, 30, 40, 50 years old, they could, and they're maybe married, may not, and they probably have a good income at that time. Typically they do. Most beneficiaries and most children do not want to have to pay an extra $500,000 or $1 million in taxes within 10 years. Okay, so it's important to make sure we have a plan for that. The objective with your IRA is to manage taxes and defer them to create as much wealth as you can for your inheritors. So I'm going to go over what the impact is with that. In this example on this chart here, let's say you have about $1 million in your IRA and you pass over. So the blue line, this shows the old rule. Okay. This red line shows the new rule. So let's say you pass over and your child is 46 years old. So with the new rule, your child can continue to defer your IRA and still make withdrawals as well. And by the time your child is 86 years old, they still will have around $2 million still left in the IRA that you passed over from them. With the new rule, with taxes